Man, Blumhouse really will turn anything into a horror movie concept for a quick buck, won't they? Unfriended is about a bunch of teens played by mid-20-somethings who are on a very long Skype call one night, and they're just having fun. You got the nerdy guy, you got the jock guy, you got the couple that's in love, you got the bitchy girl, you got the girl that's kind of, maybe a slut, maybe not a slut. There's a lot of words being thrown around by these supposed friends. They're teens played by early 20-somethings. And yeah, they just argue about stuff and have fun chats. And then suddenly this weird, person shows up and they can't find out what this profile is about. Like they can't get rid of this person. What's going on? And it turns out this particular person wants them to confess certain things that they've done. Have they slept with somebody they weren't supposed to? Have they leaked a video they weren't supposed to? Have they done something interesting? Well, it's a Blumhouse movie, so it's very likely that nothing interesting will happen. I'm going to spoil a lot of this because it's been out for about 7 years, and missing out on this will not haunt you till your dying days or even the next 5 minutes. But if you have seen this, sadly, this is the best of the trilogy because you have Unfriended, Dark Web, and you have Friend Request, which is somehow tied to both of those movies. And Unfriended is shit. None of the characters are likable. I want to say right now, nothing against the actors. The actors do the best they can. It's a video chat movie where basically you just look at a giant Skype call screen. That's pretty much it. And you get messages, and you get you get a ghost hacking a computer, like, hey, you did this, here's why you did this, and they do some weird musical cues stuff to kind of tie to this possible breakup or this heartache moment. Here's the thing. If you've seen any horror movies, or if you've seen any movies, or if you've been outside once, you know who the fuck caused this whole goddamn thing. And nobody's innocent in this movie, and that's actually the funny thing. It tries to get you to feel bad for these characters, and you can't feel bad for any of them. Can't feel bad even for the girl that, was in the video that ended up ending her life, Laura Barnes, because everybody is a goddamn douchebag, and they try to pretend they're not douchebags, and sure, we all have skeletons in our goddamn closet. We really should clean that shit out because it gets very smelly even when you try to put lye on it. But anyway, enough of that. There isn't really anything to this movie, and I remember watching this and thinking the fact that this almost qualifies as a retro review, and it's 7 years old. I mean, I was 33 when this movie came out, and I remember watching it, I'm like, okay, whatever. I like bad horror, and don't get me wrong, this is much better than Unfriended Dark Web, which was absolute goddamn bullshit in my personal opinion, and it was better than Friend Request. But that being said, I had a few questions watching this. How did this movie have a $1 million budget? How to make almost $63 million worldwide? And, of course, Blumhouse had something to fucking do with this, or Blumhouse, however you want to say. I keep calling it Blumhouse because I'm just weird like that. But somebody hacked the Universal logo, and oh no, Skype has hacked the Matrix. They've hacked the Matrix! Are you the Matrix? Yeah, it actually would have been more interesting if this was the Matrix. Yeah, there are these teens played by mid-20-somethings that are just talking. And there's this girl that they all knew, named Laura Barnes, who ended up ending her life. And as we find out more stuff about people, her and the people that are on this Skype chat, it turns out that everybody is a guilty party in some form or another. However small or large, like whoever leaked this video is a real goddamn douchebag. Whoever filmed it is a real goddamn douchebag. And it turns out that maybe you shouldn't talk to dead people. That's something that's said during this. And a bunch of idiots are on a Skype chat. And then there's this, Skype user, Billy227, which I'm sure means something in the ghostly world. Not going to bother finding that out. Is Laura Barnes and basically wants to find out a whole bunch of this stuff. Why did you do this stuff to me? I mean, I wasn't perfect, but why did you do this stuff to me? And a lot of it is just people looking at message screens, like Blair and Mitch. I mean, they're the main characters, I guess, in this. Or a couple, they're chatting over Skype, and then their friends join them. And they're talking and everything, and she's chatting with him, and sure, that mid-2010s technology, which I remember using Skype, and I remember it not running exactly, this shit. But then again, I never had a ghost try to hack my Skype more than once. Don't ask. And Blair keeps trying to report the page. And then, of course, we get the line that kind of reminded me of that Legend of Zelda game. You shouldn't have done that. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Actually, that should have been the tagline for this goddamn movie. And then humiliating shit starts popping up. People that were partying too goddamn hard. Why did you leak this shit? And everybody starts arguing like goddamn douchebags and goddamn idiots because the characters, not even the actors, nothing against the actors. The actors are fine. They do what they can. When you only have one-note performances, you can't really do all that much. You can't gauge how you are as an actor. But such as it is, every character's a fucking asshole. So how can you root for anybody? You can't even really root for the ghost because the ghost had a whole bunch of shit that she did too. And they have to, figure out who's actually doing this. And Blair knows it because Blair was the one that filmed the goddamn video. And if you didn't know that, sorry, it's pretty goddamn obvious from the first minute of the movie. Don't hang up or you die. Jeez, these telemarketers are getting goddamn vicious. They'll sell anything. So, we then get this one character, Val, that joins the chat later. She ends up dying because she tries calling the police, and then she ends up getting poisoned, or she poisons herself or something. There's this dog that keeps barking. The dog doesn't get poisoned, which is good because I didn't want to downgrade this movie even further. And then the cops arrive. The cops are like, the cops are like, well, we got to figure this out. And everybody's like trying to search all these police. Goes, wait, she couldn't have done this. She had seizures. She wouldn't have ended her life. When it's not like anybody ended their life that's on this chat. Oh, hi, Laura. We know it's you, but we're just going to pretend that we don't know. Play a game. And this one guy does one nerdy guy does, because there's always got to be a nerdy guy in these Skype chats, does, something, a Trojan horse program that eliminates Billy for like 5 minutes. This movie's only 80 minutes long. And then Mitch keeps messaging Blair. And then there's one character, Adam, who's like the jock guy, calls the 911 operator. Well, don't hang up. Oh no, god damn it, they've hacked everything. Apparently this ghost can just hack every goddamn system. It's somehow less goofy than Unfriended Dark Web, but then again, there were no characters worth rooting for in that either. Somehow they were worse than in this movie. That's saying something. And anyway, so Ken, the nerdy guy, ends up getting his hand caught in a blender, spun around to a beautiful oblivion, rendezvous, then I'm through with, and then he dies. Adam gets scared, we get a bunch of videos spamming, we get a whole bunch of, stuff like, oh, you're all terrible people because we see the video, what's going on, like Laura shit herself and it was put on the internet. It's like that Caitlin Bennett girl, except Laura was actually likable. And then, so many stupid people, oh, never have I ever, they gotta put up 5 fingers, and when you've done this, you die. They argue about who slept with who. It turns out that Blair slept with this guy Adam. But she loves Mitch. Oh no. Oh no. Teens, giving in the hormones and everything. And then, don't read the paper. Adam gets a paper. Blair gets a paper. Show this paper and that person dies. And then Adam shoots himself. So everybody's just all happy-go-lucky and everything. And then Blair gets on, gets on like this webcam site and tries to figure out if she can get somebody to help her. And somebody in Nevada calls the Fresno PD. And then Blair and Mitch are left. That's it. Jess, the blonde girl, ends up getting killed with a hair straightener, which was kind of funny. And then never have I ever posted the video of Drunk Laura. And Blair says, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't him either. It was him right before the countdown. And then it turned out it was Blair because she actually filmed it. And then that's it. Then a ghost shuts the laptop and kills her. That's it. That's really it right there. This movie is goddamn shit. Now, I knew that, but I wanted to rewatch it to see maybe if I was too harsh. I wasn't harsh enough. Everybody in this goddamn movie, character-wise, not actor-wise, character-wise, was a goddamn douchebag. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.